But pleasures are like poppies. Spread, you seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or like the snow, falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis, rays that flit ere ye can point their place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time or tide. The hour approaches, Tam mun ride, that hour, o night's black arch the key stain, that dreary hour Tam mounts his beast in, and sic a night he takes the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blawin' its last, the rattling showers rose in the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand the deil had business on his hand. A wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelped on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his gid blue bonnet, whilst crooning or some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round wi' prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirkalloway was drawing nigh, where geese and hoolits nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snaw the chapman smoored, and past the birks and Meeklestane, where drunken Charlie Bracksneck bane, and through the whins and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn, and near the thorn, aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him Doon pours all his floods. The doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when, glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a blaze. Through Ilkebore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring, bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn! We tippenny, we fear nae evil, we Uskaby, we'll face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play, he carena deals a bodle. But Maggie stood, right sair astonished, till, by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light, and wow, Tam saw an unca sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance. Nae kitty and brin new frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape of beast. A toozy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and garth them skirl, till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip sleight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murderer's banes and gibbet earns. 'Twa span lying wee unchristened bairns, a thief new cutted frae a rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks wi' blood red rusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son o' life bereft, the grey hairs yet stack to the heft. Wi' mair of horrible and awfu', which even to name wad be unlawfu'. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they clicked, till like a carlin swat and reekit, and coosed her daddies to the work, and linked at it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, lapping in their teens, their sarks, instead of creashy flannin, been snow-white 1700 linen. Their breeks are mine, my only pair that ain't were plush o' gid blue hair. I would ha' given them off my hearties for a blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams, old and droll, rigwoody hags wad spin a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock. I wonder didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kenned what was what fu brawly. There was winsome wench and Wally that night enlisted in a corps, lying after Kent on Carrick shore. For mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. A little kenned thy reverend granny, that sark she coughed for her wee nanny, wi' 12 Scots, 'twas a' her riches, whatever graced a dance of witches. But here, my muse, her wing maun cower sick flights, as far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jad she was, and strang, and how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fu fain, and hotched and blew wi' might and main, till first he caper, syne another, Tam tint his reason altogether, and rose out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark, and scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. As bees bizz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes, when Pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, when Catch the Thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, wi' money and eldritch screech and hollow. Tam, Tam, thou get thy faring, in hell will roast thee like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming, Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and when the key stane of the brig, there at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they dare na cross. But ere the key stane she could make, the fiend a tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam wi' furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle, a spring brought off her master hale, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin clocked her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son, take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or Cutty Sarks run in your mind, think you may buy the joys o'er dear. Remember Tamo'Shanter's mare.